All right, Central Park Joe, talk to the people, man. Let them know what's getting ready to go down.
What's going on, everybody? Central Park Joe back with That's Good Money. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, share this video around. Today we are going to be doing the Fit Over 50 Perfect Chest Workout utilizing push-ups, or 6 variations of push-ups, I should say. So first up, we're going to do cadence push-ups. Now what cadence push-ups are is that what you're going to do is you're going to go down into a push-up position. Make sure that your shoulder forms a straight line right down to your hand. You're going to go down and up, count to 2 in our head. Lots of time under tension here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Definitely a hard variation. So if you're a beginner, I would start out with probably 10 to 15 if you could manage that. I'll typically do, and let's start out with 1 set of those because that's really a challenging variation on push-ups. I'll typically do 10 rounds of those in a circuit with some other variations, and I'll go anywhere between 25 and 40 on reps. So, but that's a more advanced version. The second variation that I have in my routine is what I call incline push-ups, or feet elevated push-ups. Again, form-wise, we want to keep our shoulder forming a straight line down to the ground, down to our hands. Targeting the upper chest, deltoids. And triceps. And also your serratus and intercostals as well. Think of push-ups as a moving plank. So you're getting lots and lots of core work when you're doing push-ups. Not just chest, not just triceps, not just shoulders, but lots of core activation as well. So variation number 3.
What about the reps in the set count?
Oh, the reps and sets here, again, a very challenging variation. So that's why I kind of have these at the early part of my workout. I'll do anywhere between 15 and 25 reps on these, and they're pretty challenging after the cadence push-ups. And that's a more advanced rep range. So if you're a beginner, start out with 1 to 2 sets. 10 reps is good. Like again, I'll do really in a circuit, I'll do 10 rounds or 10 sets of all of these variations. So, all right, let's move on to number 3. And I call these iguanas, but you can call them parallel bar dip push-ups, call them anything you want, but I call them iguanas. I feel like I'm like an iguana when I'm up here. Again, nice and tight everywhere. Maintain that straight arm position. This variation is great because it's an increased range of motion. You're recruiting a lot more muscle fibers. So it's chest, shoulders, triceps. You're even getting a little bit of grip work in and balance work in addition to the core work, because you've got to keep yourself up there. So now let's move on to
reps.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting about reps and sets. So here again, we're getting into variations where you're more in a horizontal position and you're going at a more of a continuous pace. So I would go for beginners anywhere between 10 and 15. I'm about 20 to 30 here. 1 to 2 sets for beginners with, rest is needed, I say. I don't rest a whole lot. I just rest, catch my breath and move on to the next exercise. But, so I'll do, 20, 25 there, 10 sets. For me anyway, in a push-up workout.
What you recommended for the beginners or intermediate for in terms of rest?
Yeah, 1
in
to 2
between.
sets. Oh, in terms of rest?
Yes, rest in between the sets.
In between sets, I do a minute. A minute's really good.
Do a minute, no more than a minute?
Well, you can rest longer than a minute, but what happens there is if you rest only a minute, you're training a little bit more of your muscular endurance, which is important in body weight exercises. If we were doing weighted versions, I would say, Yeah, I would rest maybe 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, something like that. Because you really need longer rest when you're using any type of external load.
Okay, so no, just regular push-ups with no weights.
Yeah.
A minute or less, and then a little over a minute if you're doing weighted.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right, what's the next exercise you got for
Next
us?
exercise, so we did incline push-ups or feet elevated. Now we're going to do a version called decline push-ups. Now this version targets more of the mid to lower pec. So I call it decline.
Wait for that truck to go by.
Yeah.
All right, explain that again.
Okay, so again, notice my position here. Like I'm not in a position where my arms are out way in front. I'm positioning my arms in one straight line from my shoulder straight down to my hands. And notice my wrists aren't flexed. It's like I'm throwing a punch. So everything nice and tight. And then go to work. This targets triceps, mid to lower pec. And for beginners, I'd go anywhere between 10 and 15 here. A little bit of an easier variation, but see how we're progressing from really hard to more manageable. 1 to 2 sets is good. About a minute, minute and a half in between sets. For me, on things like this here, I'm like 35s really per set, and I'll take about a minute rest, and I'll do all of these in a circuit of 10. So I'll do 10 of each in a circuit, and that's a really good chest workout for me. Then we have another variation that we're going to add into with a more of a dynamic component. So these are, let's call these around the world. So you need a space that's big enough where you're able to kind of push-ups in a circle. What I like about this variation is it adds a little bit of a crawling component, a little bit of a lateral crawling component, which is very important for core development, core strength, flexibility. What's great about this is, for beginners, aim for 2 sets. So you go 1 set in one direction, 1 set in the other direction. 10 reps is about a very, very challenging amount of reps for a beginner. So that would finish off a really great chest workout. So for me, I'll do 10 this way, 10 that way as 1 set, and I'll do 10 of those. So I'm putting in a lot of work for a chest-focused day. But again, I'm using mainly push-ups to build this chest here. I don't really mess with dips. I don't really mess with things like that. I had shoulder surgery back in 2012, one day after my 50th birthday, so I have to be very careful. Dips here and there, but I really like push-up variations for chest.
Okay.
So
We missed one variation, the diamonds.
oh, well, we can't forget about diamonds.
Yeah, talk about the diamonds.
Okay, diamond push-ups are a staple. Again, if you don't have the flexibility to do a lot of reps here, just start out with 5 to 10. But again, you don't want your hands way out in front, so it'll put too much stress on the shoulder and lead to injury. So remember, position your body. You think you're kind of right over your chest, your arms straight down in, and you know you're in the right position. Everything nice and tight. Go to work. More tricep focused, more inner chest focused, and I also feel this in my back as well.
Some people say it's not a really chest, but you do activate the chest too.
Oh yeah, I feel it in my inner chest.
Yes.
I feel it in my triceps. I feel it definitely in my shoulders, but also a little bit in the back too. So if you don't have access to a pull-up bar or anywhere to do any pulling exercises, focus on diamonds, because you'll really get a complete upper body workout in terms of pushing and activating a little bit more of these back muscles as well. For diamonds, for beginners, again, 5 to 10, until your body, your joints, your ligaments, your tendons can become accustomed to that position, because it is a little bit different than regular push-ups. For me, I'm anywhere between, say, 15 and 20, and again, in a circuit of 10, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Joe. This was
My
a
pleasure.
perfect chest workout for y'all.
Heck yeah.
You know, we told you the sets and the reps. And so,
Yeah, and again, it's not a super hard and fast rule, especially if you're a beginner who is struggling with, say, 10 to 15 reps on push-ups. Just scale those reps back. If 2 sets is too many, scale it back to 1. And conversely, if you're good at push-ups, you know, 10 sets may be too little for you. So listen to your body. Make sure you really pay attention to what's going on in your body as you're training, and that's how your training should be dictated, by how your body feels. So,
okay, thanks a lot, Joe.
my pleasure. Thank
All right,
you.
links to Joe's, give them social media, Joe.
Oh, so Central Park Joe on Instagram and Joseph Synagoga on YouTube. And I promise, guys, I'm going to be uploading more videos on my YouTube. I know I've just got one up there now, but yeah, on Facebook is Joseph Synagoga as well. But it all links. So yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot, Joe.
My
Links to
pleasure.
Joe's social media will be in the description box, man. Follow
Love you.
him, subscribe to him.
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, Joe.